What is up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. Beat the market one trade at a time. Freedom Market Marauders investment channel helps you find best deals in the market. If there's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. All right, so I'm gonna give you my top hype stocks in the market. So whatever forum you check out, whatever video you check out on YouTube, there is going to be a video about at least one of these stocks. So everybody's always talking about them. If you look at Wall Street Bets, basically the whole forum is about majority of these stocks. So just going to go over and give my analysis of what I'm considering the hype stocks, I guess you can say, of 2020. So let's jump into it. First one out here, we have GameStop. So this week they touched $22.35. Volume is always high on them as well. They are bullish at the time of this video, denoted by a moving average 10 line being above moving average 50 and 100, which is this purple and yellow line. VWAP is still significantly high, so that's always a good thing. And they ended the week at $20.35. So they ended $2 basically below the high that they touched this week. So on the channel, I like to give some background information, do some due diligence for you all, because I know people are lazy. So I'm going to go out here and read some of the background information on them. So this is their third quarter results. It says a positive start to fourth quarter with November comparable store sales increasing 16.5% and sustained progress toward long-term strategic objectives. So omnichannel capabilities fueled 257% increase in global e-commerce sales, so that is a good metric. Operating platform optimization drives $115 million or 24% SG&A improvement. So what does that all mean? You're like, I don't care about these numbers. None of that makes sense. I just want to know if I can make money on it. Basically, that means that they're improving their sales numbers as time goes on. I feel like they still have a lot of work to do, considering, a lot of the things are moving from people going into the store buying consoles to actually, buying things online, buying things from other retailers. But I think, GameStop is here to stay. I think GameStop, people have basically shown that they still go to GameStop. I mean, they were sold out of like PS5s. They were sold out of Xboxes for quite a while. So people still, consider this a household name. So don't let people like investors or, people who don't even play games, like those old, investors like GameStop is dead. Nobody's ever going to go to GameStop. Or I think people still go to GameStop. People still go to GameStop and trade their games in that they bought $60 for $3 plus $5 store credit. So don't let that fool you. I think GameStop's here to stay. So the next hype stock people talk about is Neo. But first, let's go over Sus Clothing Company. This is my clothing company. Make sure you guys check it out. Got a link down below in the description. Go get you some merch. Definitely helps that channel. So make sure you go check that out. Also down in the description below, I have my Patreon page where you guys can go check that out. Join a community of private investors where we talk about more about stocks. So if you want a daily watch list and some live streams, make sure you go check that out. Got a link down below in the description. So going back to Neo. Neo ended the week at $45.77, and then after hours went up to $45.93, so up 16 cents, getting closer to that $49.84 where they touched last week. They went down this week. They are bearish, denoted by moving average 10 line being below moving average 50 line. So you may say, hey, it's above the moving average 100 line. It's bullish. No, it's still bearish. If you look, it's still going down. If you want to do, candlestick analysis, it is going down. So hopefully next week it'll go back up. I know volume for this one is always ridiculous. Every day the volume is always extremely high. People jumping in and jumping out of this one, day trading it. But that's why it's a hype stock. A lot of people have made a lot of money off of this one. I've made some money off of this one, a couple of times. So, you just got to time it correctly, depending on what you want to do. And then it's also, in my opinion, a good long-term hold. So this is not financial information. This is just for educational purposes. So bear that in mind. If you'd like to contact Certified CPA, make sure you do so in your local area. So background information on them. They just got done doing a $68 million American depository shares. So basically, they got more shares out there. And then they had in November, they had their delivery update. So their delivery update, they had an increase of 109.3% year over year. And then they had an increase of 111.1% year over year. And then cumulative deliveries of their ES8, ES6, and EC6, which is basically their different SUV models that they have out there, reached 68,634. So they're increasing the amount of deliveries that they have. So I think it's good overall. So positive outlook from this one. Going to be looking for some of those gatekeeper funds, the old, wise funds out there to upgrade this, like JP Morgan and everybody else to continue to upgrade this stock for it to continue to go back up. So definitely going to be keeping them on my watch list and going to be looking at them as far as hype stocks are concerned. The second hype stock, which I'm kind of debating between whether this is number one or number two hype stock. I would say it's number two hype stock in my book, is Palantir. So ticker sign PLTR. If you're not familiar with this one, I mean, it just trades crazy volume like every single day the market is open. We see there's a lot of fluctuation on it going on. It did touch 29.42 and hit the week at 27.75, and then after hours went up 1 penny to go to 27.76. But it is bullish at the time of this video, denoted by moving average 10 line, being above moving average 50 and 100 line. But I would say that it's on a bearish downtrend. The way I would say that is because VWAP is going below the moving average 10 line. So if we look on here, when VWAP goes above the moving average 10 line, it tends to go up. When VWAP goes below the moving average 10 line, it tends to go down. So I would say it is bullish with a bearish downtrend. So that's kind of how I'm watching this one. But if we look at background information and do just a tiny bit of due diligence, just reading the press releases, we can see that Palantir has had a crazy 2020. So they're awarded a contract by the Navy, Noble Systems. They launched real data platform, security, health, and well-being. Yamato Holdings and Palantir began working on accelerating digital transformation of its logistics industry in Japan, if I can read. U.S. Army Research Lab selects Palantir Technologies for a $91 million AI and machine learning development. NCAT awards Palantir Technologies $36 million contract. And then they said on here they joins the Trinity Challenge, whatever that is. Then they enter Mission Command space with U.S. Army Futures and Command Prototype. Greek government and Palantir reaffirmed digital transformation partnership. And then they got a deal or partnership with the FDA for $44 million. So, they're doing a lot. Look, 91 million, 36 million, and 44 million. If you don't dive into the rest of this, it's quite a lot of money going into these different companies. And it seems like every time one of these press releases come out, the stock just shoots up. Some people profit taking, but I think overall, if we look at the long-term point of view of Palantir, then I think it's a W in my book. And, one good reason why it is a hype stock, because they have a lot of things going on and a lot of big contracts that will make their 2021, in my opinion, very lucrative. So lastly, we have, the number one that I would say in my book, hype stock, which is Tesla, or as, YouTube world says, Tesla Maesla. So let's jump into Tesla. They did touch $666.09. Very interesting number that they touched there. And then they ended the week at $661.77. And then after hours went down $1.82 to end at $659.95. So one of the key metrics is that this week was the first week that Tesla had been added into the S&P 500. So on Monday, they basically went to the S&P 500. So they were up here, and you can see as immediately as they got put in, they went all the way down to the bottom where they hit 610.23, but quickly recovered to rally back up to end the week bullish, where the moving average 10 line is above moving average 50 and 100. I think they definitely have potential to continue to break out, because the second indicator that I use is confirmed, which is VWAP is above the moving average 10. So moving average 10 above moving average 50 and 100, which is purple and yellow, and VWAP is above the moving average 10 line. So I think they're going to continue to break out tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, on when the market opens. And then I think they definitely have potential to go back up to even higher levels. Now, what level that will be, I don't know. Some people are saying 1,200. Some people are saying 2,000. I don't know. This stock can shoot up, quickly in a day. It can go hundreds of dollars in a day. So, who's to say how high that will go? I'm not, diving that deep into, how high the stock will go. It's not the purpose of this video. So going into some very old but still important news. Back in October, they gave their vehicle production levels. So it says they produced just over 145,000 vehicles, delivered nearly 140,000 vehicles. So the Model S and Model X, they did 15,200 deliveries. Model 3 and Y, 124,100. To bring their total to deliveries, 139,300. And then production, they did 16,992 of the S and X. And then Model 3, 128,044 to bring their total to 145,036. Now you may say, man, news is super old. Why are you even going over that? I'm going over it because I think it is still important as far as production numbers, and it's going to be one of the key metrics for their next delivery numbers to come out. So, as if you follow Tesla closely, Elon has moved from California to Texas. They've been added to the S&P 500. There have been talks or rumors about, the potential merger of all of Elon Musk companies together to be, the X company, which will be like Boring, Tesla, Starlink, and SpaceX. So, all those companies together in one company, which I think will be fantastic, but I really don't see that happening. But there's that talk. And then also Apple has come out of the woodwork and said, hey, we're going to be releasing a car in 2024. So, in my opinion, they're releasing a car which is going to be fully electric. And you have Tesla just join the S&P 500, which their whole company is about electric cars. So, Elon Musk, when that news came out, talked about him trying to sell Tesla to Apple a long time ago, but then basically rejecting him. So, that meeting really never happened. But I think now, in the day and age that we're at with the companies, I think that conversation is probably, going to be happening, and I think maybe happening over the Christmas break. So we'll see in the coming weeks on what comes of that. I know if there's any whispers of Tesla potentially merging or partnering or using any form of Apple information or Apple using any form of Tesla, both of these stocks are going to go ridiculously to the moon. So I think that's why I have Tesla as my number one hype stock. A lot of people trade that over these other ones, but drop a comment down below. Tell me which stock is your favorite out of these four, or maybe there's one that I missed that you think has more hype than these four. I love to hear it. Good luck to everybody out there trading this week. Hope everybody has a great holiday week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.